Hi all you wonderful people on this little journey of being much more caring and loving towards ourselves. So I'll talk a little bit more on what we're actually doing. And I got a message the other day where somebody said to me that we should focus on loving each other much more instead of loving ourselves. And I'd like to talk a little bit about this. Because, of course, we should love other people. But the reason why everything has gone so bad is, as I see it, and on my own journey through life, and as I've seen from other people, people who are not really connected to themselves and feel good about themselves are actually struggling one way or the other. They might seem very helpful to other people on the surface, or sort of immediately when you see what they're doing, but they've actually neglected the whole sort of relationship to themselves. So at one point, we all need to go here. And some people are completely, have gone through this, but most of us have been neglecting ourselves and been running away from ourselves, and that's why we have all these problems today. So it all starts from ourselves, and that's really, I mean, you can see it everywhere in life, that and you can see it all through nature. Each single organism makes sure that this organism is functioning well, and that's really our major responsibility here on earth, is to be present where we are in ourselves, and then we can act from there. And doing this job and taking this time for a period of our lives to be to sending a lot of attention onto ourselves will make us more loving and more beautiful human beings when we go through this. So we are doing this, we are not going on this journey of going into this deeper connection and being more loving and caring towards ourselves because we don't care about other people and we don't love other people. That's not what it's about. It's actually because we care about them that we're doing it. So it's going home to your own home. It's like the gardener I mentioned before, who goes out and helps everybody with their gardens and his garden's a mess. Or the person who goes out and helps everybody with their home and her home is a mess. And it's just not the way to go. So it just is very much against the way that we've been brought up, because we've as I've said so many times before, we've learned to have our attention out there, and so we have to let go of this mind, this belief system that you start with the others and then you take yourselves later. And the whole Christian tradition is really filled with this. And as I see it, it's not the message of Christ. Go out and help everyone else before you center yourself. He says, go within and connect with your Father, and He will reward you. Follow your heart. Always come into your center and live from there. So we might see this journey as a period of our lives, but really it is a way of life, to always make sure that you are looked after. You are giving yourself tender love and care, and you are aligning with yourself. And because we've really we've forgotten the art of being present, and also because we're learning it in a new way where we're very conscious, it all is very slow. It all takes time. It's like in this area, we're like little children who have to learn it all from the beginning. So it does take time, and I just know for myself, to let go of these old belief system is massive. It's very, very intense because they are so strong. And especially because people are still living in them, they are being given all these old belief systems that aren't working anymore and are just bringing more and more unhappiness to us. They are being activated by people still using them and not letting go of them. So, and in many ways, of course, we're going against what other people are doing, and that's also very strenuous. We're used to going with the crowd, and that's easy because you're going with where everybody else is going. You're going that way, but now you decide that you can see everybody's going towards some sort of destruction and unhappiness. So I step away from this, and that takes a lot of energy. So here we are on this journey of deciding with ourselves that this is a good thing to do, to spend time in my life whenever I can make time for it, maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening, if you have a lot of time, more or less all through the day, to have to really ask yourself, am I being loving and caring towards myself in this very moment? Am I pushing myself? Am I being true to myself? I can feel it every day, that although I'm actually feeling tired and I should lie down, I go and do something. It's really, really, really horrible, because you just don't have the energy and you're just dragging yourself around. And I know it's not the way to go. And some days we just need immense amounts of rest and quiet. So what I wanted to talk about today was our emotions, and just have a drink. Yeah, the angel message that we just heard, the channeling I read the other day, they say that we must allow ourselves to feel as we feel. And it's something I've talked about many times before. But actually, one of the major reasons why so many of us find it difficult to really start to spend time with ourselves is that we have these emotions that have been that have been held down for so long. And when we take this time of solitude, quiet, just feeling ourselves, it can actually be very, very frightening, because these emotions that have been held down and we have not allowed ourselves to feel, they will surface, and they do. So it can actually feel very uncomfortable, especially if there are many emotions that we've been holding down for a long time. It can be really quite frightening. But now we're doing this together, and I'm holding your hand, and I can tell you, you're never alone, and there are angels around you. God is there, and the emotions that will surface are never more than you can handle, because we're in God's loving presence, and we have been so courageous to say, I'll step away from the way I was living before. And when you do this courageous act of self-love, you are helped even more. And if you ask for help, you'll be helped even more, because there is no way around them. These emotions that have been held down have to come up. It's like infection in our body, a boil that you can't just press it down. It has to come up. The pus has to come out. And like all the when we start detoxing our body, cleansing our body, all these toxins, they have to surface. They have to come out somewhere because there's not room for them anymore. We're supposed to cleanse ourselves, and these emotions are part of the toxic matter that's in our bodies. That's one of the most fascinating things. One of the books I have about detoxing our bodies physically, the toxic matter that is actually in our bowel, for instance, it's all over the place, but the toxic matter that's in our bowel is actually directly connected to emotions. So when we're doing a cleansing procedure and some of these toxins are released from the bowel and we actually let them go, often you'll feel an emotion surface with them. And it can be very, very powerful. And I've mentioned this before myself on the other channel, how I went through a detoxing program, and I had this crying experience that lasted for hours, where I really, really felt I was dying, because it was so, so intense. I had such sadness held down that was just enormous. But I didn't die. I got through it, and I was very, very relieved. I was a different person when I got through it. And it's mind-boggling how we can hold these emotions down so effectively. But we do. Because in this life that we've been leading for so long, there has just not been room for them. Because there was no one there to say, let's get this. It's just the way it is. We have to manage this ourselves, usually. But yeah, it's beautiful that I can be here right now. And if you feel that this is where you are, you have some held down emotions that you really wish to release, I'm here. And I send you all my love and all my understanding, because I know how it feels. It is just horrendous. Little morning bird. So beautiful. I'm sure it's singing for us. It's telling us all is well. And the animals, they don't hold on to these emotions. That's why they're so beautiful. They're not pressured by all this. So gorgeous. So when we start to do this, we are doing the most beautiful, powerful, cleansing, healing act there is on earth. It is so powerful. So when you're ready and you start doing this, or when you start going on this journey of spending more time alone, being caring, being loving towards yourself, and you feel the emotions coming, know that all is well. All is well. Drink water, drink some healing tea that you like, some very gentle tea, and rest. And whatever crying, rage, often it's crying, but it can be rage, whatever's coming up, let it come. And you don't have to direct it towards anyone. You can feel it towards someone. But what I felt in my life is not so much that it was directed towards someone, it's simply emotions I've been holding down. And it's my responsibility. So when we do this from a loving place, out of love for ourselves and the world, because we wish to live in harmony, much greater harmony with life, we're doing this from our hearts, and we don't need to blame anyone, because that's not what it's about anymore. It's about releasing it, just letting it go. So it's not that it's anyone is to blame, but we are purely responsible for the emotions we've been holding down, no one else. So the whole thing of neglecting ourselves, just to mention this, there's nobody, although it can seem as though somebody has been neglecting us in our lives, it all comes down to ourselves having neglected ourselves. So each single person has to learn this art when they want to awaken and really live beautiful lives, to start to be the mother and father and really take responsibility and see that this is my job, this is my responsibility, that I get well and I feel well. So, yeah, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So, let's do a little prayer about this. Dear mighty Lord, thank you that we are right here where we are and that you are present in every moment, in every breath, in every single cell of our bodies. You are here with your light, with your love, your peace, your joy, and your endless wisdom. Thank you that you're guiding us to go on this journey of self-care, self-love, self-healing, allowing ourselves to see that there is time and there is space for us, and that we have all the power and the wisdom to start to look after ourselves and really connect with who we are. And as we go on this journey and we experience old emotions surface, help us, Lord. Help us embrace these emotions and not be afraid of them. They've just been held down, that's why they can feel so intense. Help us just cry, or bring out, just feel the emotion that needs to be felt, that has not been felt properly. And help us all the way to release it completely and just let it go. Just let it go. Because we know that we are here to live in freedom and in love and in light, and to not hold on to anything old. So thank you for our emotions. Thank you that we can feel. And thank you that you are here helping us to release all old stuck emotions. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lord. Amen. All is well and all is good. And so bless you, my friend, and may this journey be very, very beautiful and wonderful for you. So, see you soon.